Alright, what's up YouTube? So what we're doing tonight is we are making a roof rack. So this rack I built here, it's out of some T-bar stock that actually came from garage door bars. I think I have some extra pieces here. Is it right here? This is what it looks like. 3/16. This roof rack is 4 foot across, 6 foot long. I have some crossbars in here, so my plan is that this is all flat. So I'm going to get some expanded metal like they have on like lawn trailer ramps. I'm actually going to put a sheet of that across the top, so I can put coolers, a kayak, or recovery equipment, whatever. And then what I'm going to do is get it all painted and stuff afterwards, but we're actually going to make mounts. I could buy some JCR mounts. We'll see. That's kind of my backup plan. So I got this idea from, I think his name is Jay Nork, J-N-O-R-K on YouTube. He's got the red XJ. So shout out to you, thanks. Hopefully I can kind of reproduce your your bracketing system. So he's got this channel, the C channel that he uses to clamp onto the drip rail, and this will be the vertical mounts that go from the drip rail to the roof rack, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But just to show you what I got, so this is eighth inch thick, 1/2 inch by 2 inches wide by 36 inches long. This is just plain steel C channel. Hopefully you can see that. Alright, and then this is 3/16 thick. It's 2 inches wide by 48 inches long. So it's just a long flat. And I was planning on 6 mounts, 3 on each side, but I have enough metal to do 8 mounts, so I don't know if that's overkill or not. I'll start with 6 and see how that goes. But got rid of the factory roof rack. I still have it, but put my kayak up here once and one of the brackets broke, so I figured this would be a perfect time to build my own roof rack. And it's not finished. All these welds need to be ground down and polished, and not polished, but sanded down. It's got a little surface rust on it, and so it's just kind of put together. There's a lot of welds in here that still have welds left to do, but I'm just kind of gauging my or starting this project. And once I get this up on the roof rack itself and tacked in, I'm gonna take it all off, and then I'm gonna final weld everything in, sand everything down, grind everything down, finish it, and then once I get the expanded metal on top, hopefully, I think that's raw when you buy it. I don't think it's coated with anything, but I'll be able to either sandblast this. I'm thinking about bed lining it so it lasts, nothing rusts. Alright, so we got our 6 clamp pieces made, 3 for each side. I can always cut the other 2 if I decide to do 8, a little bit more support. This is what they are. So it's 2 inches by 2 inches. So this is 2-inch channel cut down into 2-inch sections. So you can see this is just a bar. We're just going to pretend there's a 2-inch section here, and this is just going to clamp like that. You're going to have a bolt go through here, and there's going to be a welded nut to that, so it'll suck it all in. The door still opens. It's pretty close, but the door still opens, so that'll be fine. But alright, 6 of these done. I might drill the holes in these tonight. Alright, so now we're going to be making some mounts for this roof rack. So I went ahead and cut these. This is the 3/16 inch thick by 2 inch wide. I cut it into 6-inch long pieces. There's 3 and 3 on the other side. Here's that C channel cut into 2x2s. It's gonna fit just like that. Weld a nut right here, drill a hole through there, and then we'll just have to deal with mounting it on the top. It is separated just a little bit from the roof rack. This roof rack is a little narrower, at least from what I've seen. Other people do. So I know some people do 4 foot wide, which is what this is. Some people do 4.5 feet wide. So we'll just have to see. But I might curve this over just a little bit. Put a slight curve down here so it's not putting pressure on the drip rail itself. But we'll go ahead and get these drilled out, and then maybe we'll start welding on some nuts. Alright, so it's the next day, and we got the mounts welded on, and the rack supporting its own weight. Do have to clean up some of these welds. This was done with a stick welder instead of my my little Hobart 110. But it came out pretty good. I do have to trim down some of the bolts. That's why there's an extra nut here. We're able to get all the clamps in, all the doors open. I think the back door on the other side I do have to trim a little bit, but it's pretty close. Came out pretty good. Like I said, it's not pretty, but I was able to stand on this thing on just one of these bars. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it didn't even touch the roof or bend down, and I'm about 200, so it'll be plenty strong. And I mean, it's not going anywhere. So next step is to clean up some of these welds. I gotta finish some of these welds on the inside of all the supports and stuff, but after that we're gonna get the expanded metal on top. Should be good to go. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a little wind fairing up here, and also have a cracked windshield, and they won't replace it without removing like the snorkel and stuff. So I'm thinking I mounted the light bar low on purpose, so it wasn't up in the wind. But I'm thinking since this rack is here, when I take the light bar off to get the windshield replaced, I might move this up just a little bit so this light bar is a little bit higher up, because you can kind of see the light bar over the rack over the light bar, which is expected, but just to clean up some of that gap. But yeah, and then we're gonna paint it at the end. I was gonna bed line it, but I think I'm gonna use the same paint I used on this Goliath bumper. Seems like it's held up pretty good over the years. Constant pressure washing and running it through trees and bushes and hitting rocks and stuff. So I might use the same paint. I forgot what it's called, but when I get to that part of the project, I'll show you guys. So yeah, just a little update. It's coming out pretty good. Alright, see you on the next one.